much awaited day has come. Welcome to News9 Mediaverse, and my name is Brijesh Pandey. You know what many political pundits were waiting for, and there was a back and forth legal battle, but finally the Nitish Kumar government in Bihar has released findings of its much awaited caste survey, which reveal that OBC and EBC constitutes a whooping 63% of the state's total population, which is pegged at 13 crores plus. According to the data released, the state's total population, as I just said, stands at little over 13.07 crore, out of which the EBC classes constitute 36%, are the largest social segment, followed by the other backward classes at 27.13%. The survey also stated that Yadavs, the OBC group to which Deputy Chief Minister Tejashwi Yadav belongs, were the largest in terms of population, accounting for 14.27% of the total population. The survey was ordered last year after the Narendra Modi government at the centre made it clear that it would not be able to undertake a head count of castes other than SCs and the STs as part of the census. But before we start our discussion with our guest, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, who's a political analyst, Amitabh Tiwari and Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, let's listen into what the Chief Secretary has to say about the caste census they have released, and then a plethora of reactions coming from all the diverse political parties, from the BJP to JDU to RJD, and then we will start our discussion. Let's listen in.
वो बिहार में कुल सर्वेक्षित परिवारों की कुल संख्या 2,83,44,107 है और इसमें कुल जो जनसंख्या है वो 13,07,25,310 है और इसमें अस्थायी प्रवासी स्थिति में 53,72,022 लोग हैं। इसी तरह से हम लोगों ने पूरे राज्य में जो फिगर्स हैं उसको संकलित करके पुरुषों की संख्या 4,41,00,000 के करीब है, महिलाओं की संख्या 6,11,00,000 के करीब है और अन्य में हमारे 82,836 हैं। जो हमारा जेंडर रेशियो है, लिंग अनुपात है, वो 1000 पुरुष पे 953 महिलाएं पाई गई हैं। तो ये स्टैटिस्टिक्स ये फाइनल वर्ड नहीं है, अभी तो ये स्टेज 1 है जहां आपके पास आंकड़े आ गए। ये आंकड़ा सुलभ करना ही अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है। देखिए, इसमें अभी पहले तो स्टैट्स जब आपको मिलता है तो आपके प्लानिंग ज़्यादा पॉइंटेड रहते हैं। जो हम टारगेटेड जो ग्रुप्स हैं, बहुत बार आप देखेंगे कि कोई पर्टिकुलर ग्रुप का एजुकेशनल लेवल वैसा नहीं है, इकोनॉमिक लेवल ऐसा नहीं है, तो कभी भी आपका जब स्टेटिस्टिक्स इन डेप्थ आप जाते हैं तो आपको टारगेटेड अप्रोच करने में फ़ायदा होता है। आपको याद होगा पहले जब पीडीएस होता था तो पीडीएस में अक्रॉस द बोर्ड जाता था तो टीपीडीएस आया, टारगेटेड पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम। तो टारगेट ओरिएंटेशन करना है, अगर आपको वल्नरेबल ग्रुप्स को कवर करना है तो जितना आपके पास स्टैटिस्टिक्स होगा उतना आप बेहतर महसूस करेंगे अपनी डिलीवरी में। कि जब भी हम लोग कोई स्टैटिस्टिक्स लेते हैं तो उसका एक प्रक्रिया बना हुआ है और उसमें हम रैंडम सैम्पलिंग करते हैं कि हमारे फिगर्स जो हैं सही हैं कि गलत हैं। तो वी हैव फॉलोड दैट मेथड और 5% जो डेटा है विच इज़ अ ह्यूज डेटा, 7.9 करोड़ एंट्रीज हैं, तो उसका क्रॉस चेकिंग किया गया एंड क्रॉस चेकिंग करने के बाद पाया गया कि द एरर्स वर नॉट ऑफ रिकॉग्नाइजेबल लेवल। तो वो दैट इज़ वन की जो स्टेटिस्टिकल प्रोसेस है उसके तहत ये आइडियल है। इट कुड नॉट बी परफेक्ट एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम।
And post to that, you know, there was a series of political reaction which came in. First was Nitish Kumar, Bihar Chief Minister, saying that caste-based census conducted in Bihar has been published on Gandhi Jayanti. Many congratulations to the entire team. It was decided with the consent of all the 9 parties of Bihar Assembly. The state government has conducted caste-based census from its own resources and it has revealed the economic condition of everyone. A meeting of the same 9 parties will soon be called. Immediately after that, Lalu Prasad Yadav, RJD Supremo, said that we are all witnessing this historic moment. Bihar government released the caste-based survey despite BJP's conspiracies. This will help in proper development of the deprived, neglected and poor. And then Rahul Gandhi, who raised a furor in the parliament when he said that only 3 out of 90 secretaries are from the OBC community. He said that, and he repeated that in his tweet today, that out of 90 secretaries, only 3 are OBCs. Seems that this time this is going to be the focus of his attack on the Modi government. These 3 OBC secretaries handle only 5% of India's budget. It is important to know the caste statistics of India, and the greater the population, the greater the rights. This is our pledge. Now let's listen in to Tejashwi Yadav, Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar, and apart from that, we have Giriraj Singh, Ravi Shankar Prasad, and all the top political big wigs as far as the state of Bihar is concerned, and their views on Bihar caste census, which was released today only.
नहीं, सबसे पहले मैं देश को और बिहार को, जनता को जो है धन्यवाद और बधाई देना चाहते हैं। साथ ही साथ आदरणीय लालू प्रसाद जी और आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी को बधाई देना चाहते हैं। हम लोगों की शुरू से ही ये मांग रही है, सड़क से संसद तक हम लोगों ने संघर्ष किया था। जातीय जनगणना हम लोग चाहते थे, लेकिन बिहार में हम लोगों ने जाति आधारित गणना हम लोगों ने कराया है। और साइंटिफिक जो डेटा जो है, आर्थिक सामाजिक न्याय की जो लड़ाई लगातार हम लोगों ने जो लड़ी है, और चुनाव में भी यह हमेशा से हम लोगों का अहम मुद्दा रहा है, बेरोजगारी और जातीय जनगणना को लेकर के। आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि आज जारी किया गया है जो साइंटिफिक आंकड़ा कास्ट बेस्ड सर्वे का। हम लोगों ने कम समय में, सरकार बनने के बाद ही कम समय में हम लोगों ने जानकारी इकट्ठा भी की है, और आज ऐतिहासिक दिन पर जो है ऐतिहासिक काम जो है हम लोगों ने किया है, जारी भी किया है। और आप सब लोग जानते होंगे कि कितने बार जो है अड़चने, बाधाएं जो है पैदा करने की कोशिश की गई भाजपा द्वारा। और जब हम नेता विरोधी दल थे, तभी सदन में हमने प्रस्ताव रखा था, और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी का बड़ापन था कि उस समय एक कमेटी, ऑल पार्टी कमेटी जो है, प्रधानमंत्री जी के पास हम लोग गए थे। हमने ही प्रस्ताव रखा था कि प्रधानमंत्री जी से मिला जाए। जब बातें आ रही थी कि देश में जो है पार्लियामेंट में सवाल उठा, तो उन्होंने मना कर दिया था सरकार ने, भारत सरकार की कराने से। तो हम लोग बेचैन होकर के भाई ये प्रस्ताव हमने रखा था बिहार विधानसभा में। और दूसरा ये प्रस्ताव रखा था कि प्रधानमंत्री जी अगर नकार देते हैं, मना कर देते हैं, तो बिहार सरकार जो है अपने बलबूते जो है ये चीज़ कराए। तो आप देखिएगा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने नकार दिया, लोकसभा में नकारा गया, राज्यसभा में नकारा गया।
जातीय जनगणना बिहार की जनता में, गरीबों में भ्रम फैलाने के सिवा कुछ नहीं है। इन्हें तो रिपोर्ट कार्ड देने चाहिए थी कि 33 साल 18 साल नीतीश बाबू और 15 साल लालू यादव, ये दोनों ने मिलकर राज किया और गरीबों को क्या उद्धार किया, कितने लोगों को नौकरी दी, कितने लोगों की हालत सुधरी, ये रिपोर्ट कार्ड होनी चाहिए थी। अब ये रिपोर्ट कार्ड जातीय जनगणना का देकर के लोगों में भ्रम के सिवा और कुछ नहीं। आई वास
कास्ट सेंसस है, कुआं नहीं है।
Sir, what would you like to say that Bihar government today released the data of caste census?
I mean, the data speaks for itself. It's a historic moment. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy that this is 2nd October. I'm very happy that this is 2nd October. Social justice is at a churning phase now. You look at the result. The results tell you that 85% of the people belong to marginalized community. और यहाँ से अब सरकार की उस हिसाब से जो आपने सवाल पूछा, आज ये ऐतिहासिक दिन है। आज 2nd अक्टूबर है। इस ऐतिहासिक दिन में सामाजिक न्याय की धारा को एक नया बल मिला है। 85% लोग हाशिए के समूह हैं। देश की नीतियां और नीयत इससे तय होगी। आज के दिन ये मैं कहूं कि ऐतिहासिक क्षण है, इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं कहना।
अब जनगणना का क्या डाटा हुआ है देखकर बात करेंगे। सवाल है कि ओबीसी की बात करने वाले अपनी राजनीति को परिवार से आगे निकालेंगे क्या? इंदिरा गांधी के बाद राजीव गांधी, राजीव के बाद सोनिया जी, फिर राहुल जी, यहाँ पर लालू जी, फिर राबड़ी जी और फिर तेजस्वी जी, वहाँ मुलायम सिंह जी, अखिलेश जी, ममता जी और उनके भतीजा जी। आम ओबीसी कहाँ है? हमें गर्व है कि हमारी सरकार ने ओबीसी के विकास के लिए क्या काम किया। और अगर इतनी हिम्मत है, जब द्रौपदी मुर्मू एक आदिवासी नेत्री, गरिमा में नेत्री, देश के राष्ट्रपति बन रहे थे, क्यों विरोध किया था इन लोगों ने? रामनाथ कोविंद का क्यों विरोध किया था दलित नेता? तो ये सब दिखावा है। चलिए, देश समझता है और समझेगा। धन्यवाद।
गांव की भीड़ में अलग माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी जो कहते हैं सो करते हैं। अगर तय किया कि जाति सर्वे कराएंगे तो करवा दिया, रिपोर्ट सार्वजनिक भी हो गया। अब वैसे लोग भारतीय जनता पार्टी का वह उन्मादी कुनबा जो जाति सर्वे में कानूनी पेचीदगियां लगा रहा था, पेट में असहाय दर्द था, उसके बावजूद बिहार ने नजीर कायम किया है। तो देश में हमने नजीर कायम किया तो दिल्ली की वह हुकूमत जो धर्मांधता फैलाती है, लोगों को जो जीवन का अधिकार है, जो आरक्षण उनका संवैधानिक अधिकार है, उस पर अपरोक्ष रूप से हमला कर रहा है। तो बिहार मॉडल को देश अपनाए।
कर्पूरी ठाकुर और वीपी सिंह के बाद पिछड़ों और अति पिछड़ों के सर्वाधिक लोकप्रिय नेता के रूप में आज नीतीश कुमार उभरे हैं, जिन्होंने कई सौ वर्षों की गुलामी को तोड़ करके जातिगत जनगणना जनता के सामने रखी है। आज साबित हो गया कि वो 63% हैं। उसमें भी इन्होंने पिछड़ों और अति पिछड़ों का बंटवारा किया है, जो रोहिणी कमीशन नहीं कर पाया। हम आज के दिन नीतीश कुमार को सैल्यूट करते हैं और चाहते हैं कि पूरे देश में घूम घूम करके वो जनता को आंदोलित करे, ताकि हर राज्य को जातिगत जनगणना करानी पड़े। और ये अगले चुनाव के लिए एजेंडा भी तय हो गया है।
किसे ज्यादा महत्व दिया जाए?
अमृत काल में देश के तनहीन, मनहीन, धनहीन लोगों को जानने का अधिकार है कि उनका सोशो एजुकेशनल एम्पावरमेंट कितना हुआ है। कर्पूरी ठाकुर फॉर्मूले के तहत, नीतीश कुमार फॉर्मूले के तहत अति पिछड़ों को भी अनुपात के हिसाब से उनका हिस्सा मिलेगा, जो 75 वर्षों में कोई सरकार नहीं दे पाई। थैंक्स टू नीतीश कुमार।
Well, I'm joined in the studio by my colleague Pankaj, and Dr. Sanjay Kumar, political analyst from Bihar, will be joining us, has joined us, and Amitabh Tiwari, political analyst, and Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist. Thank you all, gentlemen, for joining me on News9 Live, and sorry to keep you waiting, but the issue has been of such a momentous occasion that, you know, there have been a deluge of reactions to it in favor or against. Pankaj, I'll start with you. You know, people have dubbed this as a game changer. People have called it as something which will help, but not beyond a point. You know, so both kind of extreme reactions which have come in. How do you view this release of caste survey of Bihar?
Well, Brajesh, first things first, it is something which is being as of now termed कि नीतीश बाबू जो कहते हैं वो करते हैं. हालांकि सुशासन के नाम पर, and as far as the development index is concerned, that's something which needs to be seen with a very close eye. But as far as this caste census is concerned, they will tom this and romp home with glory, saying that कि देखिए हमने बोला था, we had very little time when we came into power, yet, I mean, as far as Tejashwi Yadav is concerned, they did it. And they did it with aplomb. They did it with a certain sense of resistance also. There were legal hassles also. There were some government pressures also. Nitish Kumar, remember, had to let go the connection, the alliance with the BJP only on this moot ground that caste census is important. Nitish Kumar somehow read the writing on the wall, coming to 2024, that it would be important for a small state, for a state like Bihar, where caste is a very crucial factor. क्या हो रहा होगा अभी बिहार में ब्रजेश, I'm not very sure, but yes, one thing is for certainly there is about the allocation of resources, is about how the facilities are being given to the forward classes, to the backward classes, and now the EBCs also come into picture, and the sizable number that we are talking about here, 63% OBC plus EBC. I think it is going to at least change the dynamics in Bihar for Nitish Kumar. And yes, 2024, the house is open. We are going to discuss how it also matters in 2024.
Absolutely. Dr. Sanjay Kumar, if I may get you in, how big a game changer you see this release of caste census in Bihar is going to be in 2024?
Just you may realize that the whole country is revolving around the OBC. Most of the leaders are just focusing on the OBC. Just we are representing OBC. Here Bihar, which also focused on that very type of caste politics. So it may suit to him. And Nitish Kumar and Tejashwi Prasad both came to and both represented to the Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi and told him, okay, the caste census should be conducted in Bihar, but they refused. And then they also told him, okay, a state may do it. And they have started it. But one thing is that, one thing is very much clear in this very data which has already been published by him, 27% OBC and 36% EBC, extremely backward caste. So rift will start because you have already ruled 33 years, whether Lalu Prasad or Nitish Kumar. But EBC should be given chance, because I am the representative of 36% of the voters. So here the conflict will start. So if he's very interested that welfare scheme should go to that very type of people, which one is just anyhow, the welfare scheme doesn't reach to him. That is the one motto, and it's a very pious motto. But I would expect that the OBC and EBC both will start to conflict among them. Okay, our representation, when our representation will come. And I would expect that the data which has already been published, it's not very much transparent, because I have already seen very closely to the Bihar politics and Bihar caste combination. So some data are very much transparent, but some data is not very much transparent. So which one has already collected this very data, download this very data, and today the government has already been published this very data. So I am not in favor of legality of this very data. Parallel commission and the parallel NGO should also conduct or collect this very type of data. Then we can tell it, it's very transparent. So the conflict will start. Okay, they are telling that it's a very historical day and it is very historic period when I have already published this very caste data. Okay, fine. It's not very far from the previous data. But one thing is that, are you in position to provide that very type of welfare, a scheme on welfare opportunity to that very people which one is deprived from years? So this is the matter, and we have to focus on it, and we will have to wait the socio-economic survey. What are the conditions of this very people which one belongs to different classes, different castes, or scheduled caste or scheduled tribes, or extremely backward caste or backward caste. So just we have to wait it.
Okay. Amitabh Tiwari, your opening comments on how do you read this caste census which has been released by the Bihar government? Do you see it as a game changer in 2024?
See, at least one thing you have to give to Nitish Kumar is that he has conducted the exercise, so he has delivered what he had promised, and in a very short period of time also. Right. However, the data is not fairly different from what it actually was before the polls, let's say. Correct. Because this was the understanding of generally the people that this is the kind of population in Bihar. Now, what has happened now here? 17% minorities and 1 or 2% the other religious groups, they have classified themselves as BCs or scheduled caste, correct? So they have moved to OBCs, EBC, BC and scheduled caste. So jiski jitni sankhya bhari has an inherent issue within it, is that it is asking for a religion-based reservation, correct? Because minorities also classifying themselves as OBCs, BCs, EBCs or scheduled tribes. So what do you do with this data? This data is there. So what is their next step or next demand is going to determine how successful this caste census will be and whether they will be able to make it a top election issue in the general elections. Correct. So what is the next step? So this is the number, fine, but what next? So next is obviously that they are likely to demand for an increase in reservation for the OBCs. I think Rahul Gandhi also has said once, and even Nitish Kumar, both of them are not, or rather they are okay with the increase in the cap from the current 50% to represent the aspirations of the OBC and the EBC. So unless they give the representation to the OBCs, EBCs, correct, which is the actual objective of this caste-based census, this would just be then academics, correct? So they have to now start an andolan or a movement to ask for an increase in reservation, and then we have to see whether the EBC, which already has not benefited from the reservation of 27%, which is as per the Rohini Commission report. So there could be a feeling amongst the EBC, which is largely today voting for the BJP nationally as well as in the Hindi heartland, that we've not benefited from the 27% reservation. So what do we do with the 50% reservation? Correct. So there will be a question mark over there. And today, caste is not the only thing in which voting is happening, even in the Hindi heartland. As per India Today Access, My India Exit Poll, in UP, you would be surprised, as per their finding, right or wrong, only 4% people voted on the basis of caste. So BJP has given a class or a socio-economic tadka to the caste-based politics. So identity of an OBC or a BC or a SC, ST general is not only the caste, but their socio-economic class as well. And which of the identities does he or she carry when he goes to the booth? An OBC is a poor or a OBC? That is what's going to matter when the person goes to the voting booth.
Okay. Gautam, your opening comments on this?
Well, I think it is designed to attack the sort of umbrella of Hindutva on the one hand by raising the caste bogey. But as socialism in the past has pointed out, that this kind of thing tends to distribute poverty rather than distribute, wealth or upliftment or cater to aspirations. Now, this is where BJP will score, as the previous panelist just pointed out, because they are keen on raising all boats, including the Muslims, including the other minorities, certainly the OBCs, with the Prime Minister himself being an OBC. And therefore, if you are going to create a hangama based on all these subdivisions, you're going to have to say how you're going to fund whatever ideas you have in mind. If you don't capture power at the center, there is little or no hope. If, on the other hand, you go by the track record of 33 years in power by either the Nitish combine or the Lalu combine, you find that they haven't really succeeded in doing very much. as another panelist pointed out, same applies to the 27% reservation. Reservations as such pertain to government jobs. Government jobs are shrinking. Politics is going the way of aspiration and going the way of entrepreneurship, skill development, things of that order, high technology. And therefore, this is an old formula which is unlikely to go very far in a new bottle.
Okay. But Dr. Sanjay Singh, there's also, if the situation was this, not exactly in favor of the ruling dispensation and in favor of, say, a BJP, or the narrative has shifted completely to their side. I think there's some issue with the light of Dr. Singh. Okay, the thing is that, then why was there an initial apprehension on the BJP side? When this caste census was announced, for starting couple of months, they looked and they sounded very worried and worried. If there was no fear, then why this reluctance to go ahead with it?
One thing just we have to understand it that BJP always believe in the polarization politics, and they never in favor if the Hindu vote should divide. But here, yes, the whole politics of whether it will be the Lalu Prasad ji or whether it will be Nitish Kumar ji, both of them will be interested to focus on the caste combination. Whether it will make arithmetic, chemistry will just come out or not, it doesn't matter. But they will focus on the caste combination, and they will start to make the arithmetic also. So they would interested, but the BJP would prefer just that very type of data published, and just you have heard the reactions of Girraj Singh and reaction of Ravi Shankar Prasad. Both of them, what they have told, only they want to politicize that very type of data. They have no interest, no intention to just provide the welfare scheme or welfare benefit to that very type of people, which one is anyhow they were deprived from years to years. And in the Rohini Ayog, it has already been reflected that how many castes from the OBC got the most of the benefit of the reservation or in the admission of the academic institutions. So the BJP would tell it that they would try his best to just take your votes, just politicize it, take the benefit of yours, because you know it very well that Bihar is already most of the parties based on the caste politics, and they are the representative of that very caste, and they have to just never focus on the issues based politics. If these are the issues, okay, no doubt in it, Nitish Kumar different from the Lalu Prasad, and they have started to just doing the politics of issue based, and it was reflected. But after some time, they are in the saturation state, and when they have already Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar both came near, both they have formed the government, and they have started focus on the caste politics also. So it's maybe the caste combination will benefited him or not benefited him, but the BJP would never in favor it should be divided on the EBC ground of EBC, OBC, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes. It should not be divided. Yes, BJP is interested in it that it should be divided on the basis of religion, but Hindu votes should not be divided on the basis of caste. But Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar both are interested that polarization should be on the basis of caste. So we defeat BJP. What will happen? Just we will have to wait it.
So that's a very interesting way you have put it, Dr. Sanjay Kumar. I'll come to you, Pankaj. I'll take a question from Amitabh first. Amitabh, do you see the polarization on the basis of religion happening, or do you see that the polarization of caste, as Dr. Sanjay Kumar just said, that the polarization of caste, will it be able to trump the polarization of religion?
See, first of all, if the demand is for giving reservations to 17% minorities, because the population of Muslims as per 2011 census is 17%, correct? So if the demand of the opposition or the INDIA bloc is to give reservation to, let's say, 17% Muslims, minorities in Bihar, then it is going to lead to a polarization of Hindu versus minorities. That's going to happen if that demand comes up. Next is, if that demand doesn't come up, or even if that demand comes up, there is likely to be a wedge, let's say, between the OBCs or the upper OBCs as it is called, or the Yadavs, and the non-Yadav OBC. This type of terminologies were never used before the BJP came in power. We have never heard of a non-Yadav OBC.
Absolutely.
Correct? So this wedge is already there, and this polarization is already happening. So the Yadavs voting in larger numbers, 70-80% for the RJDs and the SPs, and the lower OBCs voting in larger numbers, 65-70% for the BJP. Now, jiski jitni sankhya bhari also has an inherent issue, I would say, is that reservation is not a reservation if it is given to everybody. Correct? If by this logic, 84% reservation is given to OBCs plus SCs plus STs, then does or is the opposition demanding a 16% reservation for the general category or not? Because jiski jitni sankhya bhari, uski utni hissedari, correct? As soon as you will give 84% reservation to the OBC, SC, ST and 16% to the general category, then the entire concept of reservation goes for a toss. Correct? Because it is not reservation. Everybody is getting what their actual share in the population is. And when you ask the question, why was BJP resisting it? Is that it doesn't want to open Pandora's box. If it is getting 44% of the OBC vote without doing any caste census in the name of the OBC Prime Minister and Hindutva politics and nationalism and Bharati politics, etc., why should it open a Pandora's box and go for a caste census and let this sort of politics happen? Correct. So they were always apprehensive of this. So now we have to see how, on the basis of these numbers, what is the next move of the opposition? But this is their sankhya. What do they want now? What is their demand? Because Bihar, they are in power. So they also have to show some sort of intent or implementation. And that is where the likely politics is going to play out.
How do you see, because, very interestingly, Pankaj, Amitabh just said, because you have been covering BJP for a long time, but there's one term, Yadav minus OBC, started hitting everybody's lips post Prime Minister Narendra Modi coming to power. We were discussing this just before this start of this discussion. Do you see that, the attempt of opposition, by opposition means, RJD, JDU combined and all, to consolidate the entire vote bank, OBC, EBC, and try to extract maximum mileage will work when you already have BJP driving a wedge between making an attempt, and successfully so also, if I may say so, by dividing it between Yadav and Yadav minus OBCs, or the slightly less dominant OBCs to the more dominant OBCs which are voting in favor of RJD or JDU.
Well, see, BJP has time and again, Brijesh, tried something which is completely out of the book of Indian polity, or their tried and tested methods. Going back in time, in Bihar and during my formative days there and years there, I would say that, both Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar have successfully tested this combination of Muslim and Yadav. So that has been there for a longer period of time, because they formed a sizable voting community also. As far as the OBC or the SC/ST part is concerned, after BJP came into power, yes, this kind of sentiment did come कि ये भाई OBC को इसे हटा देते हैं, उसके अलावा जो बचते हैं उनके लिए हमें काम करना है. That also coming once again from the interest that BJP had in a particular section. But having said all these dynamics, in Bihar and why it is different, why a Nitish Kumar could be so confident that he walks out of an alliance with the ruling party at the center, BJP, in his state, and yet manages to do what he wants to do, is the fact that the caste calculus is still very strong in Bihar. and it guides, the voting patterns also. So as far as the role of BJP is concerned, see, I mean, we saw Prime Minister Modi's masterstroke when he also gave a reservation to the economic weaker section in the forward classes also. That was also something which he tried to touch upon, the EWS quota. Then we have seen time and again how BJP has been promising and trying to deliver also on, as far as the OBCs are concerned, as far as the backward classes are concerned, but not to that extent, and they have not been able to shed their image also of pro-forward classes also. BJP, in Bihar, these things matter a lot. If a BJP is seen from this prism, कि वो अगड़े को support ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं, then that is a trouble situation for the BJP. So coming back to your question that why Nitish Kumar would still want to go with it, with this caste census, I would say, see, he has to deliver a lot of things. When we talk about reservation, when we talk about these kind of statistics, obviously you have to have such kind of policies and development work also. सरकारी नौकरियां भी उतनी होनी चाहिए जिसमें आप reservation दोगे, लेकिन लोग यहाँ पर मांग उठाना जरूर शुरू करेंगे, and this somehow changes the dynamics also within the Bihar politics as far as the voting pattern goes.
Gautam, what we've been discussing, the fact is that it's it'll be foolhardy to imagine that the opposition, which means that the government of Bihar, is also not aware of this entire, caste calculus as we have dissected it, the division of the attempt of the BJP to divide the OBC into OBC and Yadav minus OBC, and so on and so forth. Then why this hullabaloo over, or why this effort to have this caste census out? Or why so much banking on it?
They are trying to, if the BJP is trying to look at the Hindus as a mass, inclusive of all the different castes, Bihar politics has traditionally based itself on caste pockets. And the most successful of that has been the Yadav plus Muslim, combine. Now, basically bringing this up before the elections is an attempt to go back to that. And, otherwise, any kind of actual goodies from this can only come after the elections. But for the moment, if you can hark backwards and mobilize enough emotion behind these kind of divisions, then it might be useful in the elections. At the same time, it is very difficult to create so many sub-classifications and keep any kind of control over it in the actual voting patterns. It's all right for Yadav and Muslim together because that's been tried and tested. Kurmis are negligible, very, very small, and yet, Nitish Kumar has been chief minister for a very long time. But it will be very difficult for the, if you like, the ruling party, the opposition as far as the BJP is concerned, to actually use this kind of calculus in the coming elections.
Okay, Dr. Sanjay ji, how do you see this entire thing moving forward from now onwards? I will like, how do you see the opposition, which is the JDU and the RJD, trying to utilize this particular caste census to their advantage? How do you see that them progressing politically post today?
They will focus on the caste. Here you have I would like to provide you some examples. They would have started to just do work on this very agenda. Most of the time we have already discussed the education minister of Bihar on Ramcharitmanas. And just they have to interested in it that bifurcate the society. It just think over it, how the upper caste people think about you. And just they are just ignoring you and just they are not providing the real respect to it. So the Nitish Kumar and Lalu Prasad, both of them will just give the message to that very type of people. You are the real hero. You will have to decide the future of the Bihar. You will have to choose the people who will just lead the Bihar and you will have to choose the representative who will just the chief minister of Bihar. They will try his best to just society should divide on the basis of caste. But one thing is that when the conflict started between Lalu Prasad and Nitish Kumar, when the Nitish Kumar came in power in 2005 and 6, they have already decided OBC and EBC. They have already divided Dalit and Mahadalit. It was divided by Nitish Kumar. Here is the OBC, here is the EBC, here is the Dalit, here is the Mahadalit. So the conflict will start among that very people, because the upper caste people not in position to decide in even a deciding role who will be in the power. So it will be the complete politics. Okay, so many times they have already given the logic. They have taken the plea in the court. I would like to provide the welfare scheme to the people which one is deprived, and I would like to just get the data. What is the reality? What is the reality of that very people? They are getting the benefit of the welfare scheme or welfare or not. But the real thing is that you may see the face of that very type of leaders. They would like to give the message to the people, because I have already decided with the own money, 500 crore rupees I have provided. Caste census has been conducted, and I have dared to publish it. Whether the Rajasthan or whether the Karnataka has not dared to just publish, I have dared to publish this very data. So they will try his best to get the benefit from the OBC, EBC, and the whole combination is 63%. When the Mandal Commission came, that very time the data was 52%. Now it's 63%. No doubt in it. Certainly they will pressurize. They will raise the issues. So 27% cap should be just given to the another cap. So that very type of issue will be raised by that very OBC and EBC leaders. But again, I am repeating you that the EBC representation will be in a position to just tell the OBC, I will have to represent, because you have already ruled 33 years, and where I was or where I am. So they will explain the past and they will explain the present. So the conflict will start between the EBC and OBC.
Amitabh, I mean, they're talking about, you also spoke about this conflict between the OBC and the EBC, and the BJP is also, a lot of senior ministers and all have said about 33 years. They themselves were partners with Nitish Kumar for a very long time. So I don't understand. I mean, I don't see them washing away their association this easily. But do you see any chance of any kind of, targeted announcement of freebies or targeted announcement of doles, whether they are able to deliver it before 24 or not, to have some sort of effect on that? Because we've seen freebies working magic for the Congress party.
Yeah. So as Dr. Sanjay ji has said an important point, the OBC EBC classification is already there in Bihar. And this Dalit and Mahadalit classification is also there. So now what next is fairly important, and as you've said, they have to also prove to the voter that they will be able to implement whatever they're promising. So some freebies, some reservations within the OBC category they can give, but they cannot increase the cap by themselves because that requires a constitutional amendment. However, INDIA bloc would like to present this as the model of the caste census, correct? Because this has not only implications in Bihar, but it has a national implication with Congress also backing or demanding the caste-based census. And you said that why are they asking for a OBC-based caste census or a caste census when they would also know these limitations? See, OBCs are 50% of the population, as per Mandal Commission, 52%. And half of them today are voting for the BJP. Every 1 out of 2 voter of the OBC community is voting for the BJP, roughly. Every 1 out of the 2 voter of BJP is an OBC. So unless this chunks moves away from the BJP, it is very, very difficult to defeat the BJP. However, in Bihar, the circumstances are different. And it's not that this will change just post the caste census. In Bihar, even if you go by surveys, before the caste census, the RJD-JDU combination is expected to give a tough fight to the BJP because of the caste blocks which are already aligned to these groups. While RJD has largely a MY base, Nitish brings the Mahadalit and the Kurmi Kushwaha Kori vote bank to the block. So Nitish's vote bank is the sort of a kingmaker vote bank, you can say. When he goes with the BJP wins. When he goes with the RJD sort of wins. However, the implementation, what is the next step? And clarity on the steps is fairly important to show Bihar's caste census as a caste model to the voter, because it has to be sold not only in Bihar, but also on a pan-India level to get the OBC vote back from the BJP. And there will be challenges, as you were saying, because Rahul Gandhi ji is still tweeting about 5% secretaries in the central cabinet. Correct?
Three OBC secretaries.
Yeah, but does the Lalu Nitish ministry have 84% OBCs, STs plus STs? I doubt. Whether 84% OBCs, SCs plus STs are secretaries in Bihar, again I doubt. So this sort of data also will be brought forth by the opposition to counter this narrative of Nitish government, and they will have to be prepared for it as well.
So while all the parties are trying to cherry pick data to suit their own political narratives, it's without doubt that the government in Bihar releasing findings of its much awaited caste survey, which saw a lot of back and forth, from the High Court to the Supreme Court, and then being sent back. I think, on 3rd of October, the soundbite of Nitish Kumar, Chief Minister of Bihar, has come in. So let's listen in.
तो ये पूरा का पूरा करके जो भी रिजल्ट आया है, आप उसके बाद सबकी आर्थिक स्थिति का एक परिवार का भी ले लिया गया, तो करके भी सब कुछ उसको भी कर रहा है, सबको जानकारी भी दे देगा और कुल मिला करके कल प्रेजेंट करवा देंगे एक जगह। और इसमें किसी की मान लो कि उसका रिजर्वेशन बढ़ाने का संख्या बढ़े या कुछ और हो, किसी के लिए भी आप देख रहे हैं अनुसूचित जाति जनजाति की संख्या बढ़ी है ना, 10 वाला फिगर 16% और 1% से थोड़ा कम 1%।
ChatGPT. It can generate codes and human-like responses through text, write stories, and do a lot more.
I work in a newsroom with anchors, researchers and scriptwriters, graphic artists, producers, video editors, camera crew. But does a newsroom really need them today?